So today I am going to show you how to make a very inexpensive backpacking stove out of either cat food can, tuna can, or what I have, a chicken breast can. But anyway, so let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is open up your can. Hopefully you have a better can opener than I do, because this one usually gives me fits. Next, you're gonna drain your liquid. Okay, so next step is you have to clean the chicken out of your can. I have some volunteers to help me with this today. Hank, Fancy, come here. Yeah. So they're gonna clean the chicken out for me. So I found Fancy. She needs a good home if anybody wants a puppy. Okay, bite for you. All right, bite for you. Don't be selfish, Hank. All right, clean as a whistle. Okay, so next you're gonna need to pull off the label, because you don't want this getting fuel on it and it burning on the outside of your stove. You want the flame to stay on the inside of this can. Next, you are going to take a hole punch. You can get these pretty cheap, and you're gonna punch holes into the sides of your can so that when you put fuel inside, the fire can get oxygen when your pot is sitting on top of this. So you don't want to go down too far on the can, because you want to be able to pour your alcohol or liquid fuel inside. So if you go down, too far, you won't be able to hold but just a little bit of alcohol. So I would say maybe like no more than a third of the way down or something like that. So now I'm going to start punching holes. Alright, when you finish punching holes in your can, it should look something like this. See how the holes are all the way around, but not too far down. The kind of fuel I'm going to use for this is heat. You can get this from any auto parts store. That's where I got it from, or Walmart, or a lot of gas stations will carry it. You can also get denatured alcohol. It's readily available in different hiker towns if you're going to be out for a long trip. But anyway, so this stuff's pretty cheap. I think this cost me about $3 and some change. This probably costs, what, about $1 or $2, and then the hole punch. So this is a very cheap project to do, like a DIY backpacking stove. Now let's compare this a little bit to another like canister fuel stove like the Pocket Rocket. Come on, baby, light my fire. Okay, so I won't quit my job. But anyway, there you have it, folks. The chicken / tuna / cat food can stove in action. So I just poured the denatured alcohol in the bottom, lit it on fire, and voila. Now the thing is, you have to burn, again, all of the fuel out of the bottom of that. There's no blowing it out and whatever, putting it out. You do not want to knock it over, because wherever the liquid fuel goes, the fire will follow. Alright, so as you can see here, here's my little pot. It works. It's not killing the flame. The thing about this, it's actually a little bit more stable than like my Pocket Rocket would be, and I'll show you that in a minute. Because it's lower to the ground, so it's not going to rock. It's not as top heavy. And this is how you would use a stove right here. You cannot control the flame though, so it's just boiling hot is the only temperature of the alcohol stove. Whereas with the Pocket Rocket, you can control the flame, so you can simmer, you can, whatever, if you want that option. Alright, here's my nifty little Pocket Rocket. These are the different size fuel canisters you'll see most often on the trail, or in outdoor stores. Of course, the smaller fuel can is lighter than the large one. However, it won't last as long, so it just depends on how long you're going to be out and how often you'll get to resupply. The small one lasted me probably, I don't know, a week to 2, depending on how often I was cooking. Probably closer to a week. And then if I was cooking on the fire or not. So anyway, this is how the Pocket Rocket works. You screw it onto your fuel canister. You turn it so you hear the gas coming out, and then you light it. Boom. And then you set it down, and put your pot on top. Alright, so this is what I was talking about with the top heaviness. You can see how this is much more elevated and would be easier to knock over, but I really like that you can control the fuel. This is going to be a heavier option than the stove that we just made, but you just have to figure out what works for you, you know. This pocket rocket's about $40. Fuel cans are probably $5 to $7 depending on what size you get and where you get it. So just some things to consider, but I was very happy with this pocket rocket. But if you're looking for a lighter, cheaper version of a backpacking stove, definitely the stove we made today would be awesome. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching, and if you have any questions about this alcohol stove or the pocket rocket, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. And I've had a lot of requests for like actual recipes for dehydrated foods and things like that, so I think I'm going to do that in the near future. Stay tuned. Okay, so I am here at Amicalola State Park, and I am about to hike the approach trail. Just weighed my pack in and signed the register, so I'm off.